So we're going to talk about, remember, we're answering the questions. The first one we're answering is why. The second one that we've answered is who. And today we're going to answer what. Say what. And the last one we have is when. So we understand our why, we've answered that, right? Because it's my purpose. To do what? Make disciples. And who is like, who do we what? Who do we tell? And we found out we tell our sphere of friends and people we have influence over, or our map. And today we're going to work on our what. So let me erase this. And we are going to work on what. Let you never say what. So we're going to answer what. What to say. Oh my goodness. We even talked about this in the message, right? People want to be able to share the gospel. They know it's their responsibility. I think 66, 65, 68%, but they don't have a method. You're learning a method, right? So what do you say to them? Well, the first thing you want to do is to get a 15-second testimony. Remember, God's saving people. It's the message of the cross that saves them. You got to get them to the cross, right? So you want to come up with a testimony. So you're talking about what Jesus did on the cross. There's a time before and a time after you met Jesus. So you start off when you're talking to them, writing this maybe out on a napkin. You says, there was a time in my life and so you start off, I said, there was a time in my life. And when you're talking to them about a time in your life, it's like your life before you met Jesus. And at that time in my life that, I didn't know anything. I thought everything was centered around me. And so how I thought about issues, how I thought about life, how I thought about everything, it all centered around me. And so what I found out is before I met Jesus, I was self-centered. Self-centered. It's the only thing I knew, right? It was just I didn't know the Lord. And so then also because of that I was depressed. No matter how hard I work and all the things that are going on, it didn't work out. So it produced depression. And even though I was with people and always in a crowd and always in relationships, I still felt that I was alone. How can you be alone when you're with someone? That's how it is, right? But then when I found Jesus and I heard that he had died for my sins, that I actually repented of my sins, turned from and he actually forgave me. And I followed him. and I followed Jesus. And now my life is totally different now. I mean, I got purpose. Say purpose. I got purpose in my life. And that I'm loved. I feel loved. And I have family in my life. I got a question for you. Do you have a story like this in your life? You see? They know your story now. Where are they in this story, right? Now they can see the question to be asked. And all you say is, do you have a story like this in your life? And you listen to them. So then, the next thing you do after you've done this, a 15-second testimony, right? See how it was precise? Jesus got the glory. My life before I was saved, what happened when I got saved, and how my life has changed. And there was a time in my life. Let's go to the second part of what to say. So now you got the first part of what to say. Was that exciting? Oh my goodness. I noticed that when I'm talking to people and listen to people's feedback, what stops them from obeying Jesus and sharing the story of Jesus and obeying his commands, they said they have all this information that floods inside their head. Well, now you just cut it down to 15 seconds. That's solved, right? Say, praise the Lord, right?